Everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing, home of the Ultimate Racing League. We are here for our Prop Up and Go Championship, which takes place on a Sunday evening. We're with the Pro Am 2 guys, and this is race 2. We're over in Croatia at the Dragon Trail seaside layout. Many layouts on this track. I love this track, but we're on the seaside clockwise circuit. We mentioned it in race 1. Just basically a triangle, a wobbly triangle. It looks like somebody's dropped an elastic band on the floor, doesn't it? And said, oh, that looks like a good track. That's how it looks to me. Anyway, so fantastic racing in race 1, which saw Muhammad Ali take the win. Very comfortable win in the end as well. But he's going to be starting all the way at the back now. So let's have a look. There will also be a tyre change in this race. So the guys have to use hards and medium tyres. They can use them in any order. As long as they do 2 laps minimum on each compound, they can, as I say, do them in any order they like. So there will be a pit stop, maybe for a splash of fuel as well. Who knows? So a bit of strategy in this one. So without further ado, let's have a look. Mystic Clegg then is on pole position for the start of this race. Vane is in second. Sideways is third. Seamus is fourth. Stealth is fifth on the grid. Then we've got Nordy in sixth. Keyboard Captain seventh. Aussie Rooster 8th, Koi Carp 9th, Mini 10th, 11th is Pete, and as I've mentioned, race 1 winner is Muhammad Ali, all the way down in 12th, and a lot of fast guys ahead of him. So if Muhammad Ali wants to make it 2 out of 2, he really has got to work for it. Well, let's see how they get on, shall we, as we get this race underway. We have 5 lights, and there we go. We are away as Mystic Clegg and Vane head towards turn 1. Now I'm going to do the same as I did before. I'm going to go on board with Nordy, who's at the back. Actually, not a great start for him, but I just want to see what is going to happen as we come into turn 2 and 3, the first of the chicanes where everybody is bunched up. But are they going to get through? Wow, fantastic stuff from these guys. Not even a scrape, well, I was going to say not even a scrape of paint, and then Muhammad Ali comes through. Get out of my way. So Muhammad Ali up to 10th as Koi Carp starts to put in a challenge. Nordy just sitting here thinking, I'll stay out of this one. Or does he? No, he goes up the inside. Oh, that caught a few out. Pete is gone a bit wobbly. Koi Carp gets himself on the grass. Muhammad Ali down to 11th. As everybody's jostling for these places. Aussie Rooster trying to go on the inside of Pete. Pete slowing down a little bit. Muhammad Ali is coming through again. He's now gone in 10th. Koi Carp is trying to make an effort as well. Wow, this is all happening at the back here, and we were going to not even gone up at the front yet. What a start to this race. So let's have a look, shall we, as Mystic Clegg just scampers away. Doesn't want to get involved in any of this. Neither does Vane. He's down in second. Then we've got a bit of a gap back to sideways. Currently holding on to P3 as we head into this chicane. This is going to be fun, as they're all pretty bunched up. Come on, boys, just take it easy. We don't want any casualties. Not on the first lap, at least, as Koi Carp goes through. Oh, and I'm talking to casualties. Nordy's already had one. So let's just go back and see what happened to him. It was down at turn 12. Oh, and the back end's just come round. He had a bit of a touchy-feely with Koi Carp. I'm not saying that's what's caused it. The back end has come round, and Nordy now down into 12th. Back up to the top then. And Mystic Clegg, we're going to have a look at the tyres, see what they're all starting on. Mystic Clegg started on pole position, so has opted to go for the medium tyres. He's just trying to try and get away from the rest of the pack, open up a lead. He's going to run them tyres up to, I don't know, lap 9, lap 10 maybe. But he's going to use them for as long as he possibly can. Vane also on the mediums. And look at the gap they've got back to Sideways George. Sideways George running the hard tyres for the first stint. Mini just behind him also on the hard tyres. Then Keyboard. Seamus Cash is the next one on the medium tyres as we come into the chicane. So Seamus Cash really does need to clear a few of the guys in front of him to get the best usage he can out of those tyres. As the curb grabs hold of him and slung him around, he's managed to survive it. Lost the place to Aussie Rooster, but that could have been a lot worse. Oh, as Pete's gone off now. Pete, where are you going? Come back on. He's on the gravel. He's all in a mess. Wow, it all just went horribly wrong for Pete. As he's trying to put a challenge in now, then he's very late on the brakes. into the chicane. He's alongside Muhammad Ali. They both get through there okay, actually. We've got Stealth and Coit up behind. Now then, Pete into turn 5, and he's almost too wide. No, he's just gone too fast, too wide. Onto the kitty litter and across the track. Here comes Nordy. Oh, no. Oh. I thought he was going to run into Nordy then. But it all sort of goes completely wrong. Oh, and we've got a yellow flag as well. Now then, Grahamid has pulled up. Grahamid has pulled up to let Pete through. Now, I think Grahamid is taking responsibility for that. I don't know. Let's go back and have another look, shall we? Again, I'm not doing the steward's job for them. Well, I didn't see any contact there at all. Grahamid has pulled up, but I didn't see any contact. I don't think that was, I don't know, I'm not going to, it's not for me to call that one, but Mr. Clegg doesn't care. He's away and running, and already opened up quite a nice little gap between himself and Vane in second. So a breathing space for Mystic Clegg. He can concentrate on getting the decent laps in. He's got the fastest lap so far, 148.8. I'm sure that is going to come down as the race progresses. So Mini is in third at the minute. He's got a mirror full of Keyboard Captain. Keyboard Captain really trying to put the pressure on Mini as they head towards the chicane of death for the second time. So Mini just holding Keyboard at bay for now as they all come streaming through. I think Aussie Roos have just had a bit of a touch with the barrier, but nothing too serious. Keyboard Captain, let's jump on board with Keyboard Captain, shall we, as we head towards the final turn into the braking zone. Oh, Mini's gone very deep. He was really struggling. It seemed to be struggling to get that McLaren to slow down enough to make the turn. He did it, but I think Keyboard Captain followed him, and that was why Mini was able to hold on to P3, is that Keyboard Captain just seemed to follow Mini into that turn. They both went very deep, both on the hard tyres though, which will probably explain it, as Keyboard Captain has a look up the inside as they go into the chicane and just decides to back out at the very last second. Probably a wise decision. That could have ended not very well for either of them. As it happens now, they are both still going in the right direction and both still racing. So good stuff there from Keyboard Captain. Since the danger and backed out, and he knows there's plenty of racing left here. We're only on lap 3 of 16, so he's going to have another opportunity, I'm sure, as we come down the hill towards turn 7, 8 and 9, the S's, as I like to call this one. And Keyboard Captain really does get a good exit. Oh no, and he's gone too wide. Is he back? Yes, he is. Just be careful of those dirty tyres as we come down the hill towards turn 12. Quick look behind us, sideways. George is there and thereabouts. Hard on the brakes. Keyboard Captain just getting tucked underneath the rear wing of Mini's car. Oh, let's get out of there. Let's leave them to it. Let's have a look sideways. George in 5th, currently chasing Keyboard and Mini down. Aussie Rooster in 6th. Seamus in 7th. With Seamus having a bit of a swipe at the barrier as well, but again, no real harm done. Just trying to remove the wing mirror. I think it's excess weight. You don't need wing mirrors, do you, Seamus? Let's get rid of them early. Let's shed them pounds. Get that car a little bit lighter. But Seamus holding on to P7 at the minute. Sideways George tries to put in a challenge with Aussie Rooster as those two battling it out for P5. Aussie holding on to it at the minute, but look at this. We've got Sideways George and we've got Seamus. Come on, cameraman, catch up. Seamus Cash into turn 1 is on the inside there, but he's going to be on the outside as they head towards turn 2. Now then, is Sideways going to get that job? No, he's not. Sideways, Seamus goes through. Sideways just backs out, and Koi Carp is allowed to get a little bit closer. Stealth is in there as well in P9, so quite a group of cars here battling out for, well, I think P6 actually. No, P5. It is P5 they're all fighting for. There is that little bit of a gap between Mini in P4 and then Aussie Rooster. So the fight for P5 is between Aussie and Seamus at the minute, but then we've got Sideways, Koi and Stealth coming up very quickly behind Seamus, so any one of these guys can move up quite a few places actually as we come on down the hill. Let's follow these boys with Stealth at the minute as they go down the hill. We've got Coy and Sideways side by side, no room for stealth at all. He's just got to sit there and wait for either one of them to make the move or something to happen which will allow him to go through. So he's just having to tuck in behind Sideways George as they enter into the chicane for the 4th time. Try and keep it nice and clean through that section, and they do. They all make it through. So Stealth just getting a little bit closer to Sideways George as they head towards the final turn at turn 17. I've noticed quite a few of the guys actually going a little bit deeper into that turn, maybe looking for a better exit rather than hugging the inside line, then trying to get the power down and letting the car go out to the left, letting it push out. But everybody's different. Then we've got Nordy in 10th. Well, he's all on his lonesome, isn't he? Nobody to play with at the minute. If he gets a bit of a hurry up, he can catch up to the back of Stealth and Sideways. He's on the hard tyres. What lap we're on? Lap 5. So I think I said about lap 9 or 10. I think the guys are going to start coming in, but we'll see. I'm usually wrong with these kind of things. Pete in 11th. What a great race he had in race 2. Came in 2nd, I believe it was. Let me just check. It was 2nd. Yeah, he did. He came in 2nd. Had a brilliant race alongside Muhammad Ali in race 1, but seems to be struggling a little bit in race 2. He's on the medium tyres as well, so 11th is not where he wants to be, and Grahamid all the way down in 12th. And actually I think it was the coming together they had a couple of laps ago. Grahamid pulled over and waited, and it's probably caused him all sorts of issues now as he's down there in 12th on those hard tyres. But Grahamid, well, he's just going to grit his teeth and try and get on with it, try and salvage something out of this race too. Very unfortunate the coming together he had with Pete, but that is racing. Back up to the top, and well, there is absolutely no doubt who's in control of this race. Look at the gap that Mr. Clegg has got. He is absolutely loving it. All that practice he did in race 1 is really paying off. He's using those medium tyres to good effect. He's opening up that gap, which is what he needs to do, so that when he does come into the pits and gets onto those hard tyres, he will hopefully come back out in front of the rest of the pack and have a big enough cushion to take him to the end of the race. That's the plan. So he's just got to keep it nice and steady. He's got the fastest lap of 140.6. He picked that one up on lap 3, but just keeping it on the grey stuff is the main aim for now, not hitting any barriers. Vane in 2nd, another good race for Vane, also on the medium tyres. He's probably on the same strategy as Mystic Clegg, just try and open up a big enough gap to the guys behind so that when he does pit he can come back out in a good position, get himself onto the podium. Aussie Rooster in 3rd, he's on the hard tyres. This is a fantastic effort from Aussie Rooster in race 2. He's on those hard tyres, so he has got the medium tyres to look forward to. He's got Mini just behind. Mini having a right good sniff around. He couldn't quite get the car slowed down enough, good Mini, and that's allowed Seamus to get alongside of him now. It's all, oh, I thought they were going to be 2 by 2 there going into the chicane, but Seamus thought better of it. Wise decision as well, so Seamus slots in behind Mini. So it's Keyboard. I thought Keyboard had gone a bit too deep into that turn, but he's made it through. So Keyboard not having such a successful race this time around. Last weekend he did really well. Let me just have a look, because I've got it out. I think he came first. Yeah, a double win last week for Keyboard. So not having a great outing in Croatia, but he's into the pit. So Aussie Rooster also in. So the guys on the hard tyres are starting to come in now. Aussie, I said, there you go. I said about lap 9, didn't I? So it shows what I know. Aussie Rooster is into the pits. Keyboard Captain is in. So fresh set of medium boots all round for those guys. Splash of fuel as well. Grahamid has carried on through. He's on the hard tyres. He's decided he doesn't want to pit yet, so he's gone through into P10. Fuel going into Aussie and Keyboard Captain's cars. Mystic Clegg, no thoughts of pitting crossing his mind just yet. Look at the views in the background. What a fantastic... I'm not sure if the place is real. I know the track is fictional, but the place itself could well be real. I know Croatia's real, but where this track is supposed to be, which is, I'm not sure, What a fantastic place. As we're just watching Mystic Clegg go through the chicane of death. Vane hot on his tail, but a bit of a gap opening up, although it does look like, actually, if you look at the map in the top right, it does look like Vane is gaining, so it could be that Mystic Clegg's had a bit of an issue, although the lap times wouldn't say that. His last lap was a 40.9, Vane a 41, so maybe he's not catching. It's just quite deceiving, that little map in the top right corner. But nevertheless, great racing from Vane at the minute to hold on to P2, and quite a decent gap actually. Now then, that straight from the exit of turn 17 to the entry of turn 1 is 653 metres, and that is just about the distance between Vane and Seamus Cash. We have another one hitting the pits. It is Mini Nordy also coming in. Now the guys on the hard tyres have started to drift into the pits now and get those tyres changed. Koi Carp in 4th position. He's on the hard tyres, so maybe he can be thinking about a pit stop now. We're about halfway through the race, so it is just a case of whether the fuel and the tyres, medium tyres, will take you 8 laps. That is what's going through Koi Carp. His mind is thinking, will both take me to the end of the race? They should do if he puts a splash of fuel in. We're halfway through and he's now used 3/4 of a tank of fuel. So if he now fills it up to half a tank, maybe just over half a tank, he should be okay. Something like that. I don't know. Let's have a look then. So the guys that have stopped as we go back. So Nordy, he has stopped and he's now out on the medium tyres. Sideways George also on the mediums. Mini on the hard tyres. Well, that was an early stop then for Mini on those. He was on the mediums, so he's only done half a race on the mediums. Wow, strange one. Keyboard Captain, he stopped. He's now out on the medium tyres and gaining on Aussie Rooster. Aussie also on the medium tyres, having made his stop. Pete is on the mediums. He's not stopped yet. He's in P6, just behind Stealth in P5. Stealth doing a fantastic job on those hard tyres. He's on 1/4 of a tank of fuel, so he really is looking after the fuel. You can see Pete gaining quite quickly, and Stealth decides now is the time to come in and get those tyres changed. So Stealth was dropped down the order temporarily. Pete has carried on through on the mediums. He's going to take them as far as he can. Moves up into P5, 1/4 of a tank, so probably about another 2 laps for Pete. Seamus, just under 1/4 of a tank for him. He's currently holding on to P4 and chasing Koi Carp down. So he's going to burn through the fuel, isn't he, if he's going to start battling away with Koi Carp and the tyres. But they're both going to be coming in within the next lap or 2. Koi Carp currently sitting on the podium in that 3rd spot. Then we've got Vane and Mystic Clegg. Now then, Mystic Clegg, the fuel light is on, which would indicate he's got, I can't remember if it's a lap or a lap and a half left. As he comes around turn 12, Vane is definitely closer. So I can only imagine, yeah, there we go, 148. So I missed it, but Mystic Clegg has obviously had some sort of issue, a crash with a barrier. He's done something, hasn't it? As we say that, Vane just completely face plants barrier. There was almost, well, there we go, almost a full-on collision that was for Vane. He will be absolutely furious with himself. He's got damage at the front, and is he going to come in? I'm sure he's going to come in now. Let's just keep an eye on our race leader. If he stays to the right, and you really have got to, yes he is, he's coming in, you've really got to hug that right hand side. You do not want to go crossing that white line, otherwise you'll get a penalty. Now Vane has stayed out. Vane has seen that Mystic Clegg has come in. He's got the fuel light flashing. He's got that damage as well, but Vane thinks he can get on and get another lap out of that fuel tank. So he's going for it. So Vane carries on through and takes the lead of this race. Mystic Clegg in. He's going to change now onto the hard tyres as Pete goes through, as Seamus goes through as well, both yet to stop. Mystic Clegg, the fuel is going in, not quick enough for his liking. Koi Carp has come in as well, just behind him. So 4th and 5th at the minute for Mystic and Koi Carp. Where is Keyboard Captain? Keyboard Captain is just about approaching the final turn. It is just whether Mystic Clegg can get out, and it looks like he's fueled up and out. So Mystic Clegg rejoins this race in fourth. So our leader, our current leader really, is Mystic Clegg out in fourth. We've got the three guys ahead of him all ready to pit on the end of this lap. So Mystic Clegg will resume the lead of this race. He is on hard tyres. Keyboard Captain is the closest rival to him at the minute in P5. He is on the medium tyres, so this could be a fantastic race to the finish. Keyboard Captain being pushed along by Aussie Rooster. We know he likes this track. He got himself on pole position after qualifying, so Aussie Rooster no slouch around here. He's pushing Keyboard Captain along. Mystic Clegg, he's going to be looking in his mirrors, isn't he? He has got a decent lead at the minute, but Keyboard and Aussie Rooster are going to be pushing hard to catch up to him. Stealth in 7th. Oh, and Koi Carp has fell foul of the pit lane penalty line and has picked up 3 seconds, so race over for Koi Carp. I really hate these pit lane penalties. They need to be switched off. It just ruins your race. I can't see what advantage you gain by crossing that pit lane thing. In fact, what it does, it can cause problems, because if you forget to come into the pits and you dive across the track at the very last minute, you can actually wipe people out. So I really feel for Koi Carp there. He doesn't deserve it, but 3 seconds is what it will be. That will allow Sideways George to go through. Nordy is in 10th. Now Nordy may just be a little bit too far back to take advantage of that penalty that Koi has got. I'm not sure. He's going to come out of that tunnel pretty quick. Well, actually, Nordy will take advantage. So Nordy moves up into 9th. Koi Carp down into 10th. Our race leaders have all came into the pit. So Mystic Clegg resumes the lead of this race. At the minute, decent gap. Let's have a look in the background. Now the camera's moved and decided to follow Mystic Clegg, but Vane is up to 2nd and Keyboard Captain is in 3rd. Where are they? Well, there's Keyboard Captain. Where's Vane? There he is. So Vane is in 2nd. So it's as we were in the first part of this race then, with Mystic Clegg out in front, Vane in 2nd and Keyboard Captain is in 3rd, but Keyboard Captain getting very, very close to Vane. Vane on the hard tyres, the same as Mystic Clegg. Keyboard Captain on the mediums. We have 5 laps to go, including this one, so this is going to be a great run in to the end of this race. Aussie Rooster in 4th, also on the medium tyres. He'll have his eye on the podium as well. He's thinking he can get himself there up to P3. He may have been told that Vane is on the hard tyres. He may not, but I'm sure his race directors would have been on there telling him that Vane's on the hard tyres, so get your foot down, boy, and get on after him, because that's exactly what Keyboard Captain's doing. He's going to follow him through the chicane for the 11th time, but Keyboard Captain will be thinking about when to make his move. If he can get it done now, and there you go, he's having a bit of a look on the outside, where he's going to be on the inside as they get towards the final turn. He has got the better rubber on each corner of that McLaren, so Keyboard Captain should get this one done. He should get a nice tight line and a great exit out of turn 17, and now moves up into P2. Vane dropping to a P3 with Aussie Rooster on the chase, and as I say, Aussie Rooster will be sensing a podium finish as well. Let's have a look at this though, as Vane, he's not giving that P2 up very easily, is he? And he's starting to challenge Keyboard Captain as they head towards the chicane. It is Keyboard Captain on the inside, Vane on those hard tyres. He's going to have to take a slower line through that chicane, and that's going to allow Keyboard Captain to get the foot down, and there we go, he has. He's about 1.5 car lengths gap between the two of them, but Vane is just not going to give this one up. He really does want a sip of that champagne. I'm sure if you give him 3rd now, he'd take it, with the 2 guys either side of him on the medium tyres, and you can see Aussie Rooster is getting closer. So this is going to be a fantastic run-in. We have 4 laps to go, including this one. Let's just drop down the order and see what's happening. Stealth up to 5th. He's having a great race, his Stealth. Come on, Stealth. You can catch them boys up. Stealth is on the medium tyres. Sideways also on the medium tyres. So nice little battle developing there between Stealth in 5th and Sideways in 6th. And then look at the fight we've got going on behind with Nordy and Pete. Pete currently holding on 7th as they come down the hill towards turn 12. It is Pete on the inside, who is going to be later on to the brakes. Nordy may be looking for the old switcheroo, but he's not going to get that done. Koi Karp, he fancies his chances as well, pulls alongside Nordy, so Pete is going to go into the chicane first, as Koi Karp and Nordy almost side by side, as Nordy just eases off. He has to. Wise decision. That could have gone very, very wrong, but look at Koi Karp, what an exit he had as he came out of that chicane, and it's catapulted him through to 7th. A great overtake for Koi Karp. I really don't think Pete expected that, and he's now coming under attack from Nordy. Pete is on the hard tyres, Nordy on the mediums, Koi Karp also on the mediums, so Pete doing absolutely everything he can to fight these guys, but it is tough. He has got the hard tyres on, so Nordy is going to push now and then try and take that P8 away from Pete as they come into the chicane then for the 13th time. These three really battling away as Nordy and Pete go alongside each other. We're just going to stick with these two guys because this could get very messy as they come up towards turn 5. But Nordy has got the job done and goes ahead of Pete. Pete, for all the defending, he really couldn't do much about that. The two guys ahead of him now just had the better rubber on the corner of those McLarens. So well done. Fantastic racing, boys. Gotta say, that's absolutely brilliant racing. Let's just drop it down a little bit. Seamus in 10th, all on his lonesome, with Grahamid in 11th. Race 1 winner. Well, really expected more from Grahamid in this race. Got tangled up with Pete very early on. I didn't see any contact, but Grahamid thought he'd caught Pete. Did the right thing and pulled over, but by the time Pete had got himself sorted out and back through, both Grahamid and Pete were way down. Pete has actually had a bit of a better recovery race, but poor old Grahamid down there in 11th. And then Mini in 12th. Not quite sure what happened to Mini. We missed that. He was having a good old fight, wasn't he, mid-pack earlier on. And apologies, we missed that bloody helicopter. Look, it looks like it's going to land. Every time you come around that corner at turn 12, you think that helicopter is going to just drop out of the sky and land on the track. But back up to our race leader. Our current race leader is Mystic Clegg, led right from the start and having a fantastic time out there. He has got the fastest lap, a 140.6. He got that quite a while ago actually, but he's been steady. 141s, 142s the last few laps. So just keeping it on the tarmac is the aim now for Mystic Clegg. We've got Keyboard Captain in 2nd. He was gaining at one point. I don't think he is gaining any more as the tyre wear starts to kick in, but Keyboard Captain will take 2nd, and if you offered it to him at the beginning of the race, I'm sure he would have took it. But there we go, Keyboard Captain in 2nd with, well, a massive gap back to Aussie Rooster in 3rd. Aussie Rooster, he does have a bit of a gap. You do not want to go across them curves like that too much. Aussie Rooster, you will come undone. But Aussie Rooster currently holding on to P3. Then we've got Vane. He's got half a second penalty. What on there? Look at the back just behind. Sideways and Koi Karp. Koi Karp trying to take that tighter line through turn 12. And it looks like he's got his nose in front of Sideways George. And Sideways George just backing out as they get into the chicane. We've got Koi Karp in 5th. He's really ploughing his way through. Oh no, who's that? It's Vane. It is Vane. He was in 2nd, wasn't he? Oh, no, he wasn't. He was in 4th. Well, he's picked a penalty up. Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure what happened to Vane. He was in 2nd at one point. I've gone back too far, so let's just have a look and see what happened here. So Vane, well, he's in 4th. He was in 2nd. So apologies, I missed all of that. But Vane, oh, he just caught that inside corner as he tried to exit the chicane, and he is so unlucky there, down in 9th. We were looking at the guys just ahead, weren't we, up to that point. Koi Karp, I was saying, what a fantastic race he's having. He's making his way through the grid to good effect. He's got himself up into 4th now then. How close is he to Aussie Rooster? There is quite a gap as we start lap 15, so 2 laps to go. Koi Karp, well, does he fancy his chances of getting onto the podium? But Aussie Rooster needs to keep his eye on the mirror. There's a decent gap at the minute, but still 2 laps to go, so Aussie Rooster, just keep calm. Koi Karp, he's coming after you. There we go, you can see the gap between the two of them. Koi Karp really pushing now Stealth in 5th. He's got a mirror full of Nordy. In fact, let's jump on board with Nordy. We've not been on board with anybody for a while, have we? So around turn 6 we go then as Nordy. Oh, he's got a bit too wide, has he? No, back on the track. I thought he picked up a bit of grass there. Sideways George sniffing around the rear end of Nordy as we go through turn 7 and 8. Excuse me. And it looks like, oh, I thought Nordy had got it all sorts of wrong then. Lost a bit of time there. I think he went too quick into them turns and a bit too wide. Sideways George couldn't really capitalise on it, as Nordy doesn't really need to defend. Oh, he's waving to Stealth now. It seems to be when these guys turn right, they all wave to each other. A quick look in the mirror then. Sideways George is still there, looking very menacing, as Nordy chases Stealth through the chicane then for the 15th time. They've only got to do it one more time, and a good exit from Nordy. I think Stealth was just a little bit too cautious going through that chicane there. Nordy fancies his chances now. Is he going to have a look at the inside as we hit turn 17? Stealth giving him lots of room as Nordy now goes through and gets that job done. Yeah, great move from Nordy. I think it was the hesitation from Stealth as he came out of the chicane, and that allowed Nordy to get up close, but Stealth is fighting back as we go through turn 1 for the final time. We're on lap 16 of 16. It is Nordy in P5 and Stealth in P6. This is what we're watching. Sideways in 7th. Then we've got Pete. Seamus down in 9th. Then we've got Vane after that penalty and slam into the barrier for him. He's got Grahamid just behind him with Mini in 12th. Those three are going to finish not far away from each other. Back up to the top then. In fact, is somebody running out of fuel? No. Mystic Clegg though, what a fantastic race he's had. It doesn't look like he's going to get caught now by Keyboard Captain as we come around turn 12. Heading towards the chicane for the final time. Mystic Clegg just needs to stay cool. Get through the chicane. It doesn't matter if you just ease off, take your time. Just keep it on the tarmac, and he's made that look very easy. So Mystic Clegg through the chicane then. Same with Keyboard Captain. He's got the fuel spot on as Keyboard. So Mystic Clegg into the turn 17 for the final time in this race in Croatia. A great race for Mystic Clegg, and yeah, a little weave there. Is he going to flash the lights? Yeah, there we go. A flash of the lights from Mystic Clegg. He's pleased with that win, so he should be. Keyboard Captain across the line in 2nd. Then the race is on for P3. Looks like Aussie Rooster is going to get there. Koikart, well, what a great effort from Koikart. Fantastic racing from him. Aussie gets 3rd. Koikart gets 4th. Nordy is going to cross the line in 5th, just ahead of Stealth. Sideways in 7th. Pete is going to get 8th, with Seamus going to cross the line in 9th. And then we've got these three guys, Grahamid in 11th, Vane, and then Mini in 12th. Brilliant stuff from the Pro-Am 2 guys here at Croatia. Next week, we are going to be at Suzuka over in Japan. And well, we know what Suzuka's like, so expect some of the wet stuff in at least one of the races. Really looking forward to that one, so we'll see what these guys can do. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I shall catch you all very soon.